Good morning and welcome to the history-making day here for the Taylor University baseball program. For the first time in the program's history, they will be hosting one of the 9 opening round sites here for the NAIA National Tournament. Rick Johnston here with you, and the Trojans are playing in our first game here today. Been a little bit delayed due to the weather. We were supposed to have our opening pitch at 11 o'clock, but lightning and rain have moved into the area, so we're back to our normal noon start time like we were set up at the end of last week. It's the 4-seed Taylor against the 5-seed Northwestern Red Raiders. Northwestern, a great story. They're one of the hottest teams in the country right now. They started 7-12, and they've gone 23-6 in their last 29. And after finishing in last place in the Great Plains Athletic Conference a year ago, they won both the regular season and tournament championships. First time someone from the GPAC has done that since 2014. Taylor comes in not ranked second place in the Crossroads League standings, so the program record 43 wins. They went 20-7 in Crossroads League play. They went 27-3 here at Winterholder Field this season. Northwestern 10-8 on the road, 9-8 in neutral site games. They defeated Midland 2-1 in the GPAC championship a couple weeks ago, and they're led by 12th-year head coach Brian Weedy, who's also named the GPAC Coach of the Year for the second time in his tenure at Northwestern. The Red Raiders making their 4th overall appearance in the opening round, all under Brian Weedy. The Trojans making their 6th opening round appearance, 7th appearance in the national tournament overall. We'll pause momentarily, come back, and we'll hear from the head coach of the Trojans, Kyle Gould. This is the 2018 NAIA National Opening Round Tournament in the Upland Bracket here on the Trojan Sports Network. Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com. And 1. Welcome back to the Marion General Hospital pregame show. Now time to catch up with the head coach of the Trojans, Kyle Gould, as they get ready to make history here this afternoon, hosting the very first ever national tournament game here on the Taylor University campus. We had the banquet last night, Kyle, and now we're here on game day. What are your emotions like knowing that you guys get to check off another box on one of the rare things that Taylor University baseball hasn't had a chance to do in their long and illustrious history?
Well, I think, I've just tried to enjoy it and tell our players the same thing. Like, you don't know if you'll ever get another chance to do this. And, a lot of people put in bids, and you got to be having a great year. And the geography has to work, and your facility has to work. And so just try to enjoy it. It's a great there's a lot of great teams here. There's a lot of great players, and the coaches have been great to work with. And we're blessed to have, Mark DeMichael and Sam Riggleman who's serving as our site supervisors. So yeah, we're just trying to enjoy it. Looking forward to playing.
Let's talk about your team a little bit. Obviously not the end to the regular season in the tournament that you wanted, coming up short in the Crossroads League tournament. The bats were really great first game against Mountain for the Nazarene, then they disappeared in the last 3. What have you worked on in practice to try to get the bats going like we've seen for most of the 2018 season?
Well, I wish I had an easy answer for that. We just tried to get back to, the one thing that's nice is, we lost on Tuesday and it's Monday. That's the longest break we've had without playing in a long time. And we've been running the same lineup out there. So we took a little bit of time off. We didn't practice Wednesday, Thursday. We just did a little bit of group stuff and then had good practices Friday, Saturday. And just tried to get us shorter to the ball and tried to get us just staying through it a little bit. So hopefully a combination of those two will get us going. But I, would love to see us get off to a really good start today and score early.
You guys are going to send Matt Patton on the mound. He's a strikeout away from 100 on the year, and he's 1 win away from setting the single-season wins mark. What's it mean to have a guy that's had so much success start such a big game for you guys here today?
Well, I mean, our guys have a ton of belief in him, and with Matt, more impressive than his strikeouts, he only walked 7 guys, and I think 3 of those were intentional. He keeps telling me that anyway. But you just feel like you're going to get a guy who's going to go out there and compete, throw strikes, and hopefully we support him defensively and make some plays. And then the strength of our team all year has been the depth of our pitching, the depth of our bullpen, and so we're certainly going to need that in this tournament. But hopefully we get off to a good start this morning.
Kyle, thanks for the time. Good luck, and as always, good pitching today.
Thanks, Rick.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at taylorcampusstore.com.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965.
The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name...
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant.
The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at taylorcampusstore.com. Welcome back here to Winterholder Field here on the campus of Taylor University as the Trojans get ready to take on Northwestern College, the Red Raiders out of the Great Plains Athletic Conference, to open up the Upland bracket of the 2018 NAIA opening round. Taylor, one of 9 opening round sites. The winner of those 9 opening round sites will make their way out to Lewiston, Idaho for the 62nd NAIA World Series. The lineup today for Northwestern College, they come in 30-18, 19-7 during Great Plains Athletic Conference play. As you mentioned, they were winners of both the GPAC regular season and tournament championships. Leading off with their center fielder, number 3, Reed Smith. The shortstop, Christian Steckel, will bat second. Michael Callahan, the first baseman, bats third. And the cleanup spot today is the second baseman, Matt Martin. Dustin Gaither, the DH, he bats fifth. Colton Harrell, the left fielder, bats sixth. Mitchell Kresnick, one of the best players on the Northwestern roster, he plays third base today and bats seventh. Zachary Rosson, the catcher, is eighth. And rounding out the Northwestern lineup is the right fielder, A.J. Nitschke. The Trojans, they will send out one of the leaders in the clubhouse for the Crossroads League Pitcher of the Year award, senior Matt Patton, 6-foot right-hander, 185 pounds, out of Walcottville, Indiana. He comes in with 99 strikeouts on the year. That's the most by a single Taylor pitcher in program history, breaking the mark of 93, set by Josh DeGraff, who's now in the Toronto Blue Jays organization a couple of years ago. Matt comes in with a 10-3 overall record. That's one away from setting a single-season wins record. Was the winner in the Crossroads League Tournament opener win over Mountain Vernon Nazarene, but didn't go the distance, didn't hit the required amount of innings to come away with the win. The defense behind him today, the normal we've seen for Taylor throughout this entire season. Wyatt Whitman in left, Sam Weiss in center, Jared Atkins is in right, Brett Lawson at third, Josh Lane at short, Tanner Colby at second, Nathan Taggart at first, and Tanner Watson, the senior, is behind the plate. Coaching matchup today, Kyle Gould leads Taylor. He's in his 14th season. The Trojans making their 6th opening round appearance and the 7th overall appearance in program history at the national stage. Northwestern led by Brian Weedy in his 12th season. These two coaches, both good friends. Weedy has taken Northwestern to all 4 of their opening round trips. And we mentioned off the top of our broadcast today, last year they were in dead last in the GPAC. This year they won, as we mentioned, both the regular season and the GPAC tournament championship. They started the season 7-12. They were 23-6 in their last 29 games, playing with a lot of confidence right now. A slew of all GPAC award winners, and Weedy also named the Coach of the Year as well. The Trojans in their home whites with purple letters, purple numbers, and the purple piping down the side. Purple caps with the white TU interlocking on the front. Northwestern in red with gray pants, white numbers on the back, black numbers on the front with white lettering trimmed in black. They have all red batting helmets, and they will lead this contest off. The center fielder, Reed Smith, will get it going. He has the 5th most runs scored by a GPAC player this season. Patton a 1.88 ERA, 99 Ks to just 7 walks. And we're underway. Fastball to the outside half, taken by the lefty Smith for a called strike. Smith, the senior outfielder out of Polk City, Iowa, and North Polk High School. Second one from Patton. This one off the end of the bat towards Whitman and left. He comes in, he makes the catch, and there's one gone here in the top of the first for Northwestern. As I'll bring up Christian Steckel, 333 the average, 50 hits, second most, I should say, for Northwestern this season. The one of only 2 players with at least 50 knocks this year. First righty that Patton will face, and his fastball misses low for ball 1. Our umpiring crew here this afternoon, John Smith behind the plate, David George is over at first, Graham Scott at third, and Steve Masters is at second. Second offering levels it up with Steckel. As we mentioned, the 333 average, 10 doubles and 3 home runs. He's one of 3 Northwestern players with double-figure doubles this season. 1-1, little late action on the breaking ball, comes on the inside half and puts Patton ahead 1-2. Patton with the white pants hiked up to his knees, showing off the purple with white striped socks provided by Keaton Hendricks of the Taylor men's basketball team from Sky Footwear. He, Lane, Whitman, Colby, and Weiss, all with those pants pulled up to the knees as Steckel's 1-1 fouled away. Nobody on, 1 out, top of the first. The mustachioed Patton deals to the outside corner, and that one just misses. And the count squares at 2-2. Steckel, a senior out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, really has come on here in the last half of the year for Northwestern College. He awaits a 2-2 from Patton. Will line this one down the left field side, and it will sail foul. First baseman Michael Callahan waits on deck. No score as we play here in the top half of the first. Big crowd here on hand as all Taylor University students getting in free with their student ID. as they work around their finals scheduled this week with graduation coming up on Saturday. Patton will be graduating on Saturday. They sky this one back over to left. Whitman won't graduate for another year, but he makes both outs here in the top half of the first. Nobody on for Northwestern for the big bat and Michael Callahan. And that'll bring up the best home run bat for Northwestern in Callahan. 8 home runs on the year, 35 runs batted in. We'll try to get on here with no runners on and 2 outs. Breaking ball inside half to the righty. And it's called strike to Callahan. Callahan, a senior out of Iowa, South O'Brien High School, 2-time all-conference selection after an honorable mention Great Plains Athletic Conference nods a few weeks ago. Patton's fastball will bounce in, can't handle it on the backhand as Watson, and the count squares at a ball and a strike. The Trojan ERA is a team 2.69, third best in the country. And the 1-1. Sidearm delivery from Patton. This one will be lined down the left field line, but pulled foul. And it puts Callahan down 1-2 as he got hold of one there. Ironically enough, we'll see 2 of the top 3 pitching staffs via the ERA here in this bracket, with Oklahoma Wesleyan the top seed and the 7th overall ranked team in the country. They come in with the best ERA in the country, and as we mentioned, Taylor slots in at number 3. No aboard, 2 outs, top of the first, 1-2 from Patton, and that one low. The fastball covered up by Watson. The count squares 2-2. Matt, a strikeout away from 100 on the year. That'd be the first time a Trojan player has ever gotten to the century mark, after he broke the single-season record, as we mentioned, set by some fellow named Josh DeGraff a couple weeks ago. Never heard of him. 2-2 inside, and now the count full. Another fastball low that Callahan sits on. Callahan just a 280 average, 45 hits. The 8 double slugs, 472 coming in. A pair of flyouts towards Whitman and left. The first 2 batters have been retired. And Patton trying to work a perfect top of the first. The payoff pitch to Callahan. And Callahan stays alive, fouling this one off the end of the bat. Matt Martin, the cleanup batter, second baseman today, waits on deck. Northwestern's best showing in the opening round, a runner-up finish to Oklahoma City back in 2010. Another 3-2 from Patton. And Callahan will line this one aggressively down the left field line and out of play. So Callahan, the best battle here so far. Patton retired Smith on 2 pitches. He got Steckel on a pop out to Whitman and left. So no one on here in the opening game of the Upland bracket of the 2018 baseball opening round tournament. 3-2 again from Patton to Callahan. This one down the third base line, but it bounces foul. Next pitch will be the 9th one for Callahan in this at-bat. We mentioned the 8 home runs, third best in the GPAC this season. As a team, Northwestern at just 34. We'll see 3 of the teams in this bracket in the top 20 in total home runs this season. 9th pitch, outside corner low, and Callahan will walk. The big fellow will jog down to first. And with 2 outs, a man aboard here for Northwestern and the cleanup batter, Matt Martin. Just the 16th walk that Callahan has drawn this season. He'll ditch the armor off to their first base coach. And the lefty Martin will step in. No score, top half of the first inning. Patton out of the stretch. The righty deals an inside one. That one will get away from Watson to the backstop. Callahan will jog down to second. And so a runner in scoring position here after a clean first 2 here in this top half of the first. A man out. And Taylor head coach Kyle Gould will walk out of the dugout to talk things over with the senior battery mates Patton and Watson. So a pass ball there against Tanner Watson, just the 6th one that Tanner has had this season. And Gould will talk things over with Patton and Watson. First of 3 games here this afternoon. 2-seed Freed Hardeman, who Taylor saw when they were back in the national tournament back in 2016 down in Savannah, Georgia. That was with the old Freed Hardeman logo. New Lions logo this year for FHU. They'll take on Cumberland in our second game, coming up at 3:30. Then Oklahoma Wesleyan will get the winner of this game tonight at about 7:30. Again, that's weather permitting, of course. After the pass ball, it's a ball to Matt Martin, the second baseman. Callahan now stands at second, 2 outs, top of the first, and no score. The second one, and that one tails away from the lefty Martin, and now 2-0 the count. So a smooth start for Patton. He's run into a bump here with the walk to Callahan, who fought off 9 pitches before getting the walk, or 8 pitches before getting the walk, and now he's behind 2-0 to Martin. And that'll be fouled off a home plate. Martin slaps the bat in frustration. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Martin, a senior utility player from Farmington, New Mexico. Transferred in a year ago from New Mexico Junior College. He was named a GPAC honorable mention selection this season. He's batting .340, second best batting average for Northwestern. This one will be pulled hard, foul to the right. He also leads them in hits with 53. And the count even at 2-2. Callahan, the man at second after a 2-out walk. No score on the top of the first here in this opening round contest, an opening game of the day. Patton, the righty, out of the stretch, ball dangling at his hips, spins the ball on the right fingertips. Gets set at the waist, deals a 2-2 home, and this one sent Whitman's way and left. He's got to go back, still ranging, and he makes an easy catch. So a walk and then 3 flyouts to Wyatt Whitman and left, and Northwestern kept off the board here in the top half of the first inning. Taylor will come up to bat for the first time after this commercial break. This is the Upland Bracket, which is a part of the 2018 NAIA Opening Round National Tournament. This, here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
No scores to start play here in the bottom of the first. It's Noah McBride, the freshman left-hander out of San Diego, on the mound here for Northwestern to start things off. He'll face the top of the order, Whitman, Lane, and Taggart for TU, and the lefty deals a fastball to the outside half. Whitman takes for a called strike. McBride on the year, when we talked to the folks from Northwestern College, he has arguably the ace on the staff, best stuff on the staff in an all-GPAC selection. He takes a little bit off the second one. Whitman will swing and miss, and it puts Wyatt down 0-2. McBride a 3.46 ERA, second most wins on the year with a 6-2 overall record. And this one Whitman will send to the gap in right center field. Nitschke jogging in. A.J. Nitschke, the right fielder, makes the catch, and there's one gone. The rest of the story on Noah McBride, we mentioned the 6-2 overall record, the 3.48 earned run average. Appearing in his 12th game, starting his 12th as well. He has 4 complete games this year, and now 65 innings tossed. He has 57 strikeouts to 29 walks. And I'll bring up the shortstop, Josh Lane, who's one of the very few batters to swing the stick well in the Crossroads League tournament for TU. This one off the end of the bat, lifted up for a foul ball. The defense behind McBride today, Colton Harold in left, Reed Smith in center. A.J. Nitschke, we just met him, he's in right. Mitchell Kresnick, a Gold Glove Award winner, over at third. He plays in on the grass. Excuse me. Christian Steckles at short. Lane squares the bunt. That one in the opposite batter's box from the lefty McBride, and the count squares at 1-1. Matt Martin at second. Michael Callahan at first, and Zachary Rawson is the man behind the plate today for Northwestern. Third one to Lane. And just like the second one, it's high and away, 2-1. Lane comes in 363 the average, second best for the Trojans. 65 hits, 15 doubles, 3 triples on the season. He fouls us to the backstop, and now the count levels up 2-2. The Trojans put 19 runs on the board in their opening Crossroads League tournament game over Mount Vernon Nazarene. Over the last 3 games and 28 innings, they scored just 3 runs and batted 194 as a team. 2-2 to Lane, high and away, and the count now 3-2. So Lane a ball away from reaching on his 32nd walk of the year. That's the most for the Trojans. He's the only guy with over 30 walks this season. Payoff pitch from McBride, and then Lane will tie this one to left field. Got too far underneath as Harold comes in. He makes an easy catch, and there are 2 gone for the Trojans here at the bottom of the first with no score. Nobody on, 2 outs for Nathan Taggart. Taggart comes in 82 hits on the year, 12 behind his single season mark of 94 set back last season. And the first one from the lefty McBride, high and inside, 1-0. Nathan on pace to break the career hits mark next season. Also within striking distance of the runs batted in and doubles this season. He scoots back as McBride comes inside to make it 2-0. Taggart 19 doubles on the year. That leads the Trojans. His 82 hits tops as well. His 396 average, best for the Trojans as well, but have been batting over 400 for most of the year. And this one will just be absolutely roped to deep left field, but back to the warning track will go Colton Harold as that wind blowing in from right field. So 3 well-struck balls for the Trojans, but no runs will come from it. We've played 1 inning in the 2018 NAIA opening round Upland bracket between Taylor and Northwestern, and we have no score. This is that coverage here on the Trojan Sports Network. We will be right back.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student-athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100, all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu and search Trojan Club. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University's student-athletes.
One inning in the books here from Upland, Indiana. No score as Northwestern College will bat for the second time today. They'll bring up Dustin Gaither, Colton Harold, and Mitchell Krisneck here in the top half of the second. Patting a walk with 2 outs in the top half of the first. That's the only runner that's reached base safely here today for either side. Gaither the DH, a ball high and inside. He's a senior out of Chowchilla, California. Checks this one here, and the fastball misses inside, makes it 2-0. Gaither had reached base safely in 24 straight games before that streak was snapped against Midland in the GPAC championship. This one dribbles up the third base line, but Gaither will foul it off the inside of his leg for the first strike of his at-bat today. Gaither a .314 average. 48 hits, 16 doubles, a triple and a pair of home runs for 32 runs batted in on the year. He's got the red stirrup socks, black and white stripes on those socks, and the gray pants pulled up to the knees. Patting the same as well, his white pants to his knees, showing off those baseball-specific socks made from the folks at Sky Footwear. This one to the outside part of the plate, sailing down the right field side of the park, and it goes out of play. And the count squares 2-2 to the leadoff man Gaither here in the top of the second with no score. The The winner of this game will play tonight against Oklahoma Wesleyan at 7:30. And the loser will play tomorrow afternoon, trying to keep their postseason hopes alive. 2-2. This one a high hopper to the end of the Taylor dugout situated to our left, and it bounces back in to the field of play. Taylor in the dugout to the left like they normally are. Northwestern in the traditional visiting dugout to our right. Another 2-2 to the leadoff man, Gaither. Soft liner right side, but it curls foul. So another long at-bat here for a Northwestern batter. Callahan had 9 pitches that resulted in a walk. Deep breath for Patton on the hill. The 2-2 again to Gaither, and he fouls this one to the backstop. Colton Harold, the left fielder, is on deck. Then Mitchell Kresnick just jumped out of the dugout to retrieve that foul ball. He waits in the dugout. No score, top of the second. Just underway here. Gaither waits. He swings and misses at one low, and there's strikeout number 100 for the senior Matt Patton here this season. First time a Trojan pitcher has ever reached the century mark. So it's good to see Matt get that checked off of his list. Still trying to get that program best 11th win this year, and what a way to do it here in the national stage. Fastball to the inside corner, called for a strike by home plate umpire John Smith. The batter, the left fielder Colton Harold, who got the last out there in the bottom half of the first in deep left field. This one a high hopper left side. It'll bounce foul. Called foul by the third base umpire Graham Scott, as Brett Lawson was charging hard to our left and his right. No balls, 2 strikes to Harold, the left fielder. Harold a .288 average, 38 hits, 11 doubles, the only extra base knocks for him this year. The 0-2, ground ball off the end of the bat, on the ground to Lane at short, field to the knees, quickly out of the mitt to Taggart at first, and there's out number 2 near the top of the second with no score between Taylor and Northwestern. We mentioned the program record for wins at 43 for Taylor this season. They're also having one of the best pitching and defensive seasons in Taylor history as well. Top 10 in fielding percentage. And Josh Lane at short, a big reason why. Nobody on, 2 outs for one of the most athletic men on the Northwestern roster, Mitchell Kresnick. Off speed to the outside half, called for a strike to the righty. Kresnick, a senior out of Omaha, Nebraska. And Patton's fastball bounces in, evening up at 1-1. Kresnick, a really good athlete, as we mentioned, earned all GPAC honorable mention honors. Kresnick batting .233 with 2 doubles. Off the mound, fielded by Lane behind second base. Bullets one over to first. That's a 1-2-3, top half of the second as Patton gives a nice ovation to Lane. They will tap gloves just outside of third base. We played 1.5 here from Taylor University in Winter Holder Field, and no score between Taylor and Northwestern. This is the Upland Bracket, a part of the 2018 NAIA opening round here on the Trojan Sports Network.
When it comes to watching sports, there's no telling what you'll hear.
No.
But when a fan orders Pizza Hut for the game, they know exactly what they're getting.
Oh, nice.
Pizza, wings, as well as sides and desserts are all available at pizzahut.com or at their location in Gas City. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Our producer today, Hannah Goebel, makes the expert observation from up here in the press box as we get ready to start the bottom half of the second between Taylor and Northwestern College. It is finals week, graduation day coming up on Saturday, and all the Taylor students got in here and to get all the tournament games too for free with their student ID. And we see a handful of them down there with their laptops, papers, notebooks, trying to get a little bit of studying in between at-bats or in between innings here for the game today. It'll be the senior Tanner Watson to lead it off. He'll be followed by two fellow seniors in Weiss and Jared Atkins. Off speed from the lefty McBride, called for a strike. He had a 1-2-3 inning with flyouts to right and two to left. Watson will send this one to center field. Jogging in, Reed Smith. Underneath, then he catches it for out number one. So now four flyouts for the Trojans. One to right, one to center, and two to left. For their 4 outs here today, no score as we just start things here in the bottom of the second. And it'll be the only Iowa boy on the roster taking on the Iowa school, Sam Weiss. Belt high, outside corner. McBride gets it for a strike. Sam out of West Des Moines, Iowa. Has a couple friends, or at least one friend on the Northwestern roster, the 0-1. He'll send this one right back up the middle, just underneath the diving attempt of Martin at second base, and there's our first hit of the day for either side. And Sam Weiss on with a single and 1 out. As Taylor tries to break our scoreless tie here in the bottom of the second. All 5 teams got together last night over in the dining commons here at Taylor University for a banquet to kick off our opening round festivities. And in between, or when they were dismissing folks to go eat, Sam went over and saw a friend of his that plays for Northwestern. And so we'll see what Weiss wants to do here at first with an out and Atkins at the plate. McBride at the knees, inside half, gets the called strike. The Trojans stole a program record 128 bases this year. They were only thrown out 21 times. Did not run a lot during the Crossroads League tournament. Atkins bouncing up the middle. Too short to be able to turn to, so Martin will whip it over to first, catching it just below the knees as Callahan at first. So move Weiss up to second base, but 2 outs here for Taylor in the bottom half of the second with still no score. And so we'll see what the DH Andrew Kennedy can do here. He was one of the top men in the Crossroads League tournament with 3 home runs, including a pair against Mount Vernon Nazarene on Friday in the first game and then one against Huntington in the second game. So Weiss with good speed at second. Kennedy's first one here pops it up to right field. Nitschke jogs in. This should be out number 3, and it is. So Taylor unable to do anything with that 1-out single from Sam Weiss. And the frustration builds for the Trojans here at the plate. We've played 2 and have no score between Taylor and Northwestern. This is the Upland bracket as part of the 2018 NAIA opening round here on the Trojan Sports Network. Scoreless here between Taylor and Northwestern. The catcher, Zachary Rosen, will lead it off. A.J. Nitschke to follow, then back to the top of the order, and Reed Smith here for Northwestern. They've gotten 1 base runner on here today. That was a walk with 2 outs to Michael Callahan back in the first. Pat retired. The men in order back in the second. Outside corner called for a strike by home plate umpire John Smith, and Zachary Rosen's at-bat is underway. Rosen, the catcher today, from Tucson, Arizona, and Desert Christian High School. Patton's second one low. And the count squares at a ball and a strike. Northwestern comes in a confident bunch, as we mentioned, winners of 23 out of their last 29 after starting the season, 7-12. Third one high and away, and the count now in the favor of Rawson at 2-1. Interesting to see Rawson as the best batter for Northwestern, average-wise at .351 with 46 hits, batting out of the 8th spot today. This one, a one-hopper. Lane dives and stops, gets back to his feet. He throws over. Taggart will pick it at first, and that's a nice play for the Trojans to start things off here in the top half of the third. That one looked to be destined for the first hit of the day for Northwestern, but Lane at short had other ideas. His low throw picked by Taggart at first base, and there's one gone for Northwestern College. So that's now 3 straight ground balls sent Lane's way at short. He's fielded them all cleanly. A Gold Glove Award winner back during his time at second base his freshman season here at TU. Then slipped over to short the last 2 seasons after the graduation of one of the better shortstops here in program history in Brian Moore. Breaking ball to Nitschke, taken for a strike. And the second one. Swing and a miss, and now Patton goes ahead 0-2 as Nitschke misses on one on the inside half. Nitschke, a junior from Lawton, Iowa. Good arm in the outfield. He's had a couple sent his way today. He's been great batting out of the 9 spot for Northwestern in the last 10 games, batting close to 500. Nitschke batting .260 on the year, 0-2. And that one bounces in. Can't control that as it careens away off the chest protector of Tanner Watson. That's a ball to Nitschke. No scores. We start play here at the top of the third. Nobody on. A single base runner for both sides today. A hit for TU and a walk for Northwestern. Patton sets into the windup. The 1-2 home. There's one to the left side. Lawson dives. Will whip it over from his knees. Reaching out is Taggart, but not in time as Nitschke will leg it out over at first. A tough one there for Lawson to make. Didn't have time to get back to his feet. And there's the infield hit. First one of the day for Northwestern, and the hot streak continues for Nitschke with a single here with one gone in the top half of the third. So each team with a hit here so far today. Second base runner overall for Northwestern. We go back to the top in the lefty bat of Reed Smith, the center fielder. Patton on the third base side of the rubber, out of the stretch, down the middle for a strike. Smith lined out to Whitman and left to lead this game off. Smith a .322 average. We talked about the Trojans stealing 128 bases this year. Northwestern has attempted just 58 stolen bases. They've been successful in 34 of them. Hard hit right side, just hopping out of the way is the Northwestern first base coach. And now it's 0-2 to Smith. No score, top of the third. The winner will take on Oklahoma Wesleyan here tonight. And the loser play tomorrow at noon with their season hanging in the balance. Pickoff attempt to first. Taggart with a tag low, and he is thrown out as Patton able to catch Nitschke napping at first. And there are 2 outs here in the top of the third as Patton retires another batter here in this inning, or a runner this time. Fourth time the Northwestern runner's been picked off this year. 9th time the Trojans have done that to an opponent. And the 0-2 outside corner narrowly misses as Weiss and Colby already started their jogs into the Taylor dugout to our left. So 2 stellar defensive plays here in this inning. The sliding stop by Lane at short, the pickoff from Patton, and he freezes the batter here in Reed Smith for his second strikeout of the day. And we move to the bottom of the third, still scoreless here between Taylor and Northwestern. This is the Upland Bracket here as a part of the 2018 NAIA opening round on the Trojan Sports Network. top, and Wyatt Whitman. Each team with a hit, no score, as McBride will start his third inning of work on the hill. Lawson goes after the first one here and fouls it out of play to the right. Foul. Taylor got a one-out single from Weiss back in the second. Couldn't do anything with it. A ground out from Atkins. And then Kennedy flew out to right on the first pitch that he saw. Back to the outside corner. That one narrowly misses. And the count levels at 1-1. Brett, a 5'11 sophomore from Margate, Florida. Tough guy over there at third base and comes out of Calvary Christian Academy. Mom and Dad have made the trip up from Florida. We're expecting to be a little bit muggier, kind of like those Florida temperatures. That's what Taylor head coach Kyle Gould was telling the team on their practice on both Friday and Saturday night. Brett comes in batting .337 in his second year at TU, and now he goes ahead 3-1 as McBride falls behind for the first time today, in danger of allowing his first walk. The fifth pitch home, and it'll be a leadoff walk to Lawson as Taylor tries to break our scoreless deadlock here in the bottom of the third. First time all day, either team's gotten leadoff man on. And now Tanner Colby will come over and talk things over with head coach Kyle Gould on the third base side. He is always coaching third and is always over at first base is the Grant County Hall of Famer Rick Atkinson. Coach A, as he's affectionately known here around the TU campus. Spent some time in pro ball, also a legendary high school coach in the area as well. Colby, the only lefty here, squares to bunt, and the lefty McBride will find the outside corner for strike one. And again, the Trojans, dominant right-handed bats, and they put the only lefty in the order batting out of the 9 spot in the freshman Tanner Colby. 6'1", $155 from Ellettsville, Indiana, squares to bunt again. This one up the first base side this time. Callahan fields, well underhand to the second baseman, Martin. And the sacrifice will move Lawson over to second base. One gone for TU, bottom of the third. But for the second inning in a row, a man in scoring position here for the Trojans. And back to the top of the order we go in Wyatt Whitman. Wyatt, 6-foot junior. A freak athlete here for TU. As McBride will deal out of the stretch. Coming inside, and that one misses for a ball that draws ooze from the Northwestern dugout and their fans that are clad in red to the right. Lawson, good speed out there at second. Whitman 0 for 1, flying out to right field his first time up today. Wind blowing in from right. He'll golf this one hard down the third base side, but foul. 1-1. Wyatt comes into the day batting .330. One of only 3 Trojans with over 200 at-bats this year. 72 hits, 14 doubles, 3 triples, and a team best tying 7 long balls. Lawson stands in scoring position. Bottom of the third, 1 gone. Out of the stretch, McBride deals. Checking it is Whitman. And a good eye from the Michigan native. They appeal down to David George at first. And it's ball 2. Wyatt's sister will be a member of the Taylor softball team a year ago. And the word on the street is that she can swing the bat just like Big Brother can. 2-1 to Whitman. Inside now he's worked it to 3-1. Second time this inning that McBride will throw a 3-1 pitch. He walked Lawson to lead this inning off, and now Brett stands at second after the sacrifice from Colby. Wyatt trying to reach for the first time today. No score, bottom of the third. McBride on the first base side of the rubber, deals to the outside corner. And Whitman chucks the bat. That one just hit the outside part of the plate. A good pitch there from McBride. And the count now squares at 3-2, or fulls up at 3-2, excuse me. McBride, no strikeouts today. And allowed just the second base runner all afternoon after the leadoff walk to Lawson. Whitman, ground ball left side. They'll try to get Lawson out at third. It's hiding in, not in time. It'll be Brett Lawson as Steckel to shortstop fields and fires to third, so a fielder's choice will get Whitman on over at first, but the Trojans now down to their last out here in the bottom of the third. So Lawson going on contact. It was grounded right towards Steckel at short, and he threw the lead runner out over there at third. So the shortstop, Josh Lane, will step in. McBride will deal it home. Lane will pop this one up on the first one here. Backpedaling is Martin from second. He's called off, and the right fielder Nitschke will make the catch. So the Trojans once again unable to do anything with a runner in scoring position, and the last out comes out on a flyout on the first pitch they see in the second and third innings. We head to the fourth with no score between Taylor and Northwestern. This is the Upland Bracket, a part of the 2018 NAIA Opening Round Baseball Tournament here on the Trojans Sports Network. Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com. .71 degrees here in Upland, Indiana. Wind blowing in from right field as we start the top half of the fourth. And a fastball to the outside corner. We'll start the at-bat off for the shortstop, Christian Steckel. Steckel 0 for 1 today. He'll be followed by Callahan and Martin, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Northwestern here this afternoon. Moving on that fastball, missing low, and the count squares 1-1. Steckel a ball and a strike. Leads it off the top of the fourth with no score. He'll swing and miss at the fastball down the middle. Now he falls behind 1-2. Pair of strikeouts today for Patton puts him at 101 on the year. First Trojan to ever reach the century mark. 1-2 to Steckel. Will sky this one towards Whitman and left. He jogs over to the gap, and he camps underneath for out number 1. Wyatt's had a lot of action today back in the first. All 3 outs came his way. Now he gets one sent his way here to start off the fourth. So Callahan, the first man to reach base safely today. For Northwestern back in the fourth, drawing a 2-out walk. Fastball at the knees, and Callahan takes for a called strike. Callahan wears number 44. He's out of Pringar, Iowa. And that one low to even it up. Taylor in the home whites. Taylor in purple across the front of the uniform in script. Purple numbers on the back and the purple caps. Northwestern in the red uniforms. White Raiders in script on the front. Black number on the front. White number trimmed in black on the back. Ground ball left side. There's Lawson at third. Fields throws it across to Taggart at first. And that's the second out here in the fourth inning for Northwestern with still no score. Trying to change that will be the second baseman, Matt Martin. 56 pitches thrown for Patton here with an out to go in the fourth. Both he and McBride have dealed here pretty well this afternoon. Each have only allowed a hit, and each have allowed 1 walk. And a left-handed swing from Matt Martin goes through for a strike. Matt, an honorable mention all Crossroads League selection back in 2016. That was the last time that the Trojans made it to the national tournament. Second one, inside half, too low, and it's 1-1 to Martin. As we mentioned, Matt, one of the leaders in the clubhouse for the Crossroads League Pitcher of the Year award with the now 101 strikeouts, the 1-1, and the only 8 walks on the year. 2 balls and a strike to Martin, the second baseman. We're at the top of the fourth, no score. First game of the Upland bracket here, the 2018 NAIA opening round. The fourth one from Patton. And that one loops in, a breaky ball evens it at 2 apiece. So Patton goes the changeup on that one. Was a sidearm guy a lot last year. Increases the speed between pitches here. Now the 5th pitch makes it ball 3 and the count now full. He's in danger of allowing his second 2-out walk of the day. Did that with Callahan back in the first. Pitch home, and we'll do it all again as that one chopped to the end of the Northwestern dugout by Matt Martin. A hit on the board for Northwestern. That was a single by Nitschke an inning ago. Then he was picked off at first by Patton. 9th time Taylor has picked off a runner this season. Another payoff pitch from Patton. Swing and a miss, his 3rd strikeout of the day, fooling Matt Martin on a changeup. We're scoreless through 3.5. Taylor comes up here in the bottom of the 4th. They will send Taggart, Watson, and Weeks 3, 4, and 5, trying to break our scoreless deadlock. This is the 2018 NAIA opening round of the Upland bracket here on the Trojan Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
One of the top batters in the Crossroads League will lead it off for Taylor here in the bottom of the 4th. Nathan Taggart will be followed by Tanner Watson and Sam Weiss, a junior and 2 seniors. Hard hit left side. That one will bounce inside the 3rd base bag and roll all the way to the left field corner. Taggart trying to leg out a double here. It'll be the first extra base hit for either side. And the Trojans, for the 2nd inning in a row, have now put the leadoff man on. And that double from Taggart now breaks the career doubles mark held by former Taylor great Ryan Otis. So the Trojans put another base runner on here in scoring position. They've done that 3 times now today. The first 2 times they have come up unsuccessful. So Taggart sneaks one in on the inside part of the 3rd base bag. And now he stands at scoring position at 2nd base with no score here in the bottom of the 4th. A strike already to Watson as he missed on a changeup. Fastball this time from McBride inside on the righty. And it puts him down 0-2. So Taggart checks off another career mark. Needed 1 double to pass Otis for career doubles, and now does that here. 20th double this season for Taggart. Watson down 0-2. Leadoff man at 2nd. To the inside half again. That one looked eerily similar to the last one thrown by McBride, but this time it's called outside the zone to make it 1-2. Sam Weiss waits on deck. No score, bottom of the 4th. Taylor looking for the first run of the day. McBride leans in. He's out of the stretch. The lefty brings the ball to his mid at his chin. And then Watson will send this one to right field. Nitschke underneath. Comes in a couple steps. Taggart will tag and come right back. Throw cut off by the shortstop Steckel as Taggart retreats back to 2nd base. 1 gone for TU in the bottom of the 4th. So Watson 0 for 2 here this afternoon. And Sam Weiss will try to duplicate what he did the first time he stepped up to the plate today.
Tell these 2 guys I'm a truant officer for Chester County Schools in Tennessee.
And a pinch runner comes in here for Taggart. It'll be Kyle Kelsheimer with good wheels.
Is your boys coach? Glad to meet you guys. I thought you were. And I saw you out there practicing with Dad and the boys yesterday.
So Kyle Kelsheimer will run for Taggart. 24 stolen bases on the year and 26 attempts. He's also scored 33 runs this year for the Trojans. Weiss, first hit of the day for TU. To the outside corner, nicely thrown from McBride for a called strike. To give Kelsheimer 25 stolen bases. The strike to Weiss, who had the first hit of the day for TU as Kelsheimer dances off of second. Big looping curveball from the lefty McBride evens it up at 1-1 to the righty Weiss. Just the 40th pitch thrown by McBride today. He's well ahead of Patton in that category. No score, bottom of the fourth. Taggart doubled. Kelsheimer runs for him now at second. McBride takes two looks at Kelsheimer. Pickoff attempt. Darting back as Kelsheimer as Martin, the second baseman, came into cover. Good crowd here on hand once again as all the Taylor students get in free with their student ID. McBride out of the stretch. Kelsheimer way off and slips. A looping throw from McBride. They had Kelsheimer dead to rights as he slipped, taking a big lead off of second. But McBride's looping throw from the mound keeps Kelsheimer safe over there at second base. A ball and a strike to Sam Weiss. After the leadoff double from Taggart to start. We'll lash at this one and send it over our heads foul to the right. And that means that Cumlin's car was hit by a foul ball. So the oohs and ahs mean. A ball and two strikes to Weiss. Kelsheimer, the man at second, running for Taggart after the leadoff double. No score, bottom of the fourth. McBride still with no strikeouts here this afternoon. A look at Kelsheimer. He'll pivot off. And Kelsheimer will jog back. The Trojans worked on reading balls off the bat on their practice here Saturday night. Kelsheimer, big lead off of second, the pitch home. And Weiss off the end of the bat to right. Coming in, Nitschke will check up, makes the easy catch just inside the right field line. Will whip one over to the left side of the infield. And two outs here for the Trojans with Kelsheimer still standing at second. But Taylor an out away from stranding another runner here at scoring position here this afternoon. So the Trojans trying to get going here. Again, the end of the day batting just 194 in their last 3 games, scoring just 3 runs in their last 28 innings. Now 3 runs in their last 31. So they came in as one of the top run-producing offenses in the country. Atkins first one, chopping left side, fielding on the hop is Kresnick, the Gold Glove Award winner, over to first, and they will get Atkins out of there by a step. So the record-breaking double for Taggart, all for naught as that runner left stranded at second base. Their third runner left on the bases here today. We are scoreless through 4 between Taylor and Northwestern College. This is the Upland Bracket, a part of the 2018 NAIA opening round here on the Trojan Sports Network. The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name-brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at taylorcampusstore.com. 4 innings in the books here from Winterholder Field in Upland, Indiana. Northwestern will lead it off. Gaither, Harold, and Kresnik, 5, 6, and 7, as they look for their first run here of the day. Change up. And the outside part of the plate called for a strike against the righty Gaither. The starter Patton still on the mound here for TU. Pitch count 65 on this pitch. And he pulls a string, swinging and missing is Gaither. And he falls behind 0-2. Just 1 hit on the afternoon here for Northwestern. 1 walk as well. 3 Ks for the righty Patton. And the 0-2 covered up by Watson behind the plate. Taylor's put 3 runners in scoring position, have not been unable to bring them in. Their best opportunity was a leadoff double by Taggart, the first baseman in the bottom of the first, or the bottom of the fourth, excuse me. He ran under and now is over back at first base, but they were unable to bring him in after Kelsheimer came in to pinch run for him. 1-2 to Gaither. The DH sits on 1 low and the count levels at 2 apiece. Watson had to pick some of that rubber out of his eyes. That one bounced up, the pitch before the last. And now the 5th one. Off the end of the bat, bouncing left side and foul. Gaither struck out swinging to lead off the 2nd inning. That was the 100th strikeout for Patton this season. He's added 2 more to the list. And now the 2-2 home. Missing the outside corner by about a ball width, and now the count full. The next pitch will be the 70th one that Patton's thrown here today. And Gaither, the DH, leads things off at the top of the 5th with no score. Patton deals. And that one lined to the backstop. We'll do it all again. Colton Harold, Mitchell Kresnik, the 2 to follow. Here for the Red Raiders of Northwestern. Worst of first for the Red Raiders, finishing in dead last in the G-Pack a year ago. 3-2, and that'll be the 2nd walk that Patton's allowed today. First time the leadoff man has reached for Northwestern here this afternoon as they look to break our scoreless tie. A dead last finish for Northwestern last year in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. They won both the regular season and the tournament championship. They started off the year 7-12. They've gone 23-6 in their last 29 games. Scoring to bunt. First base side it rolls. Patton athletically gets over there, underhands to Taggart, steps on first right before Colton Harold could be called safe, but the sacrifice will move Gaither over in scoring position. Just the 2nd time all day that a runner has stood at 2nd base here for Northwestern. Callahan did that with 2 outs back in the 1st, advancing there on a pass ball. Now they'll bring up the 3rd baseman, Kresnik. Adjusts the batting helmet, and the senior from Omaha gets ready for the first one from Patton. Out of the stretch, home, inside half, strike 1. No score. Northwestern batting here at the top of the 5th. First game of the Upland bracket here today. Taylor the 4 seed, Northwestern the 5 seed. 2nd one home. And now Kresnik trails 0-2 after fouling this one off the end of the bat. Kresnik a .233 average. Playing his 45th game, starting his 43rd. 24 hits, a pair of doubles, and 2 home runs as well. 0-2. With Gaither, the leadoff man, standing at 2nd after a walk and a sacrifice bunt. Patton, the righty, deals. 0-2 change up high. And Kresnik takes for ball 1. He's 0 for 1 this afternoon, a ground out to Lane at short to end Northwestern's hopes in the 2nd. He bats here in the top of the 5th. With Gaither walking a lead out at 2nd base. Colby dancing in from 2nd, now goes back to the defensive position, and this one towards Atkins and right. To the gap, Atkins underneath, out number 2. Tagging and retreating back to 2nd will be Gaither. Patton closing in on 80 pitches here through 5 innings. And then I'll bring up the left-handed bat of Zachary Rawson, their catcher. Rawson 0 for 1 this afternoon. Hit it hard on the ground towards laned it short, who made the diving snag, the diving stop, and then he retired Rawson at first. Gaither, big lead at second. Patton comes home, and the first one below the knees for a ball. Rawson, the best bat for Northwestern this season. Part-time catcher a year ago. He's almost caught every inning here in 2018 for the Red Raiders. The second one from Patton, off the end of the bat, and that one will curl foul to the left. Rawson, a first-team Great Plains Athletic Conference selection this year, was the second-team member a year ago. But last year, just a part-time catcher. But here in his sophomore year, as we mentioned, has been the mainstay behind the plate for Northwestern. Gaither, the leadoff man at second, 2 outs, no score, top of the 5th. A ball and a strike to Rawson. He pops this one up and foul. Well out of play all the way to the Turner Stadium bleachers to the left. Rawson 0 for 1 this afternoon. As we mentioned, comes in the best batting average for Northwestern at .351. As Cole Barkas starts to warm up for Taylor in the bullpen. 1-2 home, just getting a piece of it was Rawson, and the lefty gets it off the end of the bat. And the 80th pitch thrown by Patton today keeps the count at 1-2. No score, top of the 5th. Northwestern trying to change that after a leadoff walk to Gaither and a sacrifice has put him over at second base. 2 outs here. And the 1-2 from Patton. Takes his time, deals at home. This one a dribbler back up. Patton fields it on the one hop close to him. Underhands to Taggart at first. And that'll do things here for Northwestern. They strand their second runner of the day, and we've played 4.5 innings here from Winterholder Field here in Upland, Indiana, with no score between Taylor and Northwestern. This is the Upland Bracket, a part of the 2018 NAIA opening round here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Halfway home here in our first game of the day between Taylor and Northwestern. No score as the Trojans bat here in the bottom of the 5th. Bottom third of the order coming up, and Kennedy, Lawson, and Colby for TU. The host team here in the Upland Bracket. Kennedy will take a strike on the outside corner. The lefty McBride still working here. Nobody up in the Northwestern bullpen. 2 pitchers now going through the steps for TU. And McBride's second one outside the zone, 1-1. Barkas, the right-hander. Same thing for Eubler, the right-hander as well. They're up warming up for Taylor in the pen to the left. 1-1 to Kennedy as he leads off the bottom of the 5th with no score. Well hit, though, to center field. Reed Smith going back, and the center fielder makes the catch a couple of steps in front of the track. 1 gone for Taylor here in the home half of the 5th. Kennedy 0 for 2 now today. So Brett Lawson will come up here, batting for the second time, walked his first time up this afternoon. And he fouls off the first one off inside part of his leg. Taylor trying to get going here in the bottom of the 5th. Their bats have gone quiet after hitting 7 home runs and scoring 19 runs against Mount Vernon Nazarene in the first game of their league tournament last Friday. The 3 games after that, they scored just 3 runs and batted .194 as a team. And the second one, Lawson lays off. It's upstairs, 1-1. Brett and his teammates before the league tournament dyed their hair blonde, or for some of them came out more orange than blonde. And Lawson will put a charge into this one, but pulls it foul to the left. The mastermind behind that project is freshman outfielder and pinch runner Jonathan Foster. Foster called not just stylist, but he called his own personal stylist at his own salon back home, as Lawson will rip this one to left field. His first hit of the day. He'll jog down to first on a 1-out single. And the go-ahead run on here for Taylor with no score in the bottom of the 5th. Third hit allowed today by McBride. And Lawson has reached base safely now twice. But to finish that thought, you know, Foster called in the help. They figured out what product they needed. And now some of the team members' hair is blonde or a light tint of orange. Tanner Colby, one of those guys who dyed his hair a lighter color. And Lawson takes a safe lead at first. Lefty on lefty matchup, and McBride will fire a fastball low. Third hit of the day for TU. Trojans trying to break our scoreless tie here in the bottom of the 5th. Scoring to bunt, Colby pulls that bat back, and now he moves ahead 2-0. Taylor's gotten a man on with 1 out their last 2 times. Or last 2 out of the last 3 innings. Lawson led the third off with a walk, then got thrown out at third. Colby squares to bunt again, pulls the bat back, but this time it'll be called for strike 1. Colby had a sac bunt his first time up. The first base side that Callahan, the first baseman, fielded. Swings away here. Ground ball to the right side. Lawson slides in. They get the out at second, and that'll be a 4-6-3 double play, as the Trojans have just hit into their 9th double play in their last 4 games. Well, single for Lawson. All for now as we head to the top half of the 6th with no score between Taylor and Northwestern. This is the Upland Bracket, a part of the 2018 NAIA opening round here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments, in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
So Matt Patton will stay on the mound here to start off the top half of the 6th inning. Northwestern brings up Nitschke, the 9 batter, then Smith and Steckel, the first 2 batters in their order. No score. 1 hit on the afternoon for Northwestern. 2 walks allowed from Patton. 3 Ks. And Nitschke will swing and miss at a changeup to start off the top of the 6th. Nitschke singled in the 3rd, then got picked off by Patton over at first for the 2nd out back in that 3rd inning. It's now Rob Fox and Trevor Booth up in the Taylor bullpen to our left. This one ground ball softly left side. Lane fields quickly out of the mitt, and Josh Lane, an expert shortstop, showing why he's a leading candidate for a Gold Glove award at shortstop this season in the Crossroads League, and there's one gone here in the 6th for Northwestern. And that brings up the center fielder, Reed Smith, the lefty. Freed Hardeman has made it. They'll play Cumberland in our second game of the day. Freed Hardeman, the 2 seed. Cumberland, the 3 seed. Freed Hardeman, one of 3 teams in this bracket with at least 40 wins. They, Taylor, and Oklahoma Wesleyan with at least 40 triumphs on the year. Ball 1 to Smith. And this one on the ground right side to Colby at second. Field to the shoelaces. Over to Taggart. He had to quickly set those feet. But they're able to make the play over there at first for out number 2 here in the 6th inning. So a quick top of the 6th here so far. Now Christian Steckel, the shortstop, will try to keep this top of the 6th alive for Northwestern. They're the visiting team here today. They're clad in red with gray pants. They're the home team, and their home dugout to our left in white. First one, this will be ripped towards left field, going back, and this one will curl just inside the left field foul pole, and just the second hit of the day for Northwestern leaves the park as senior Christian Steckel blasts just his 4th home run of the year, and that puts Northwestern on top 1-0 here with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. The wind blowing out just a little bit now towards the left field foul pole. But Steckel takes the first one he gets here and puts Taylor down 1-0 on just their second hit here of the afternoon. Still 2 outs. That's just the second home run that Matt's allowed here all season. And a strike 1 to Callahan, who does lead Northwestern in home runs this year. So Northwestern on top, 1-0 here in the top of the 6th. The Trojans have stranded 3 runners on base today, all at second base. They've been unable to do anything with a couple of lead-off hits. Second one to Callahan, misses. 0 for 1 with the walk his first time up. Third one. That one buzzes the tower as Callahan leans back. It's 2-1. Callahan a 2-out walk in the first, but all things changing here with that Christian Steckel home run. His 4th one of the season. 4th one from Patton here to Callahan. And the changeup finds the inside half, and it makes it 2-2. So Rob Fox is sat down. Cole Barkus now back up, warming up for TU. It was Barkus and Eubler an inning ago. 2-2 inside. Callahan towards the Taylor bullpen. And that one lands over the fence on the sidewalk. It remains even at 2 apiece. But Fox is sat down, and Barkus back up warming up, the freshman right-hander. That white jersey unbuttoned down to the top of the chest, 2 buttons undone from Patton. A solo home run with 2 outs, the difference here. Then he fires the fastball low to Callahan, and now the count goes full. Taylor hitting to their 9th double play in the last 4 games to end the 5th, and it comes back to Rue here as Steckel hits a 2-out solo home run on the first pitch he sees. Payoff pitch to Callahan. It's low. He walked for the 2nd time today. And a runner back on here for Northwestern with 2 outs, and they lead now 1-0. Third free pass given up by Patton today. As Barkus continues to go through the paces in the Taylor pen. It'll bring up Matt Martin, who's 0 for 2 today. And the first one home will be foul tipped into the glove. One 1-0 the Northwestern lead on just their second hit here of the afternoon on the solo homer from Christian Steckel on the first pitch that he saw. Wind had been blowing in from right field to start, now blowing out towards left. In front of that one, rolling it over was Martin, and the lefty fouls it off, makes it 0-2. Two outs, a man on. Northwestern in front by 1 here in the top of the 6th. Patton out of the stretch, third base side of the rubber. Takes his time, the 0-2 home, and that one will hit Martin in the lower back. First hit batsman by Patton here today. That puts 2 men on here with 2 outs. As now the last 3 batters have all reached base safely. A ground out to Short and a ground out to Colby on 4 pitches here in this inning. And Matt Patton's afternoon will come to a close. They will bring in the senior right-hander, Rob Fox. We'll introduce you to Rob when we come back from this commercial break. Northwestern on top 1-0 here with 2 on and 2 outs in the top of the 6th. This is the Upland Bracket, a part of the 2018 NAIA opening round here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
Senior reliever Rob Fox comes in here for TU. He replaces his classmate Matt Patton, who got 2 easy ground outs here to start things off in the 6th, and it's all gone downhill from there. Steckel's solo home run on the first pitch that he got has put Northwestern up 1-0, and then a walk to Callahan. He hit Martin in the back with a pitch. They now stand at second and first base, respectively. Just the second hit of the afternoon for Northwestern has put them on top 1-0. So running for Callahan, number 10, Shad Wacker. For Fox, his 28th appearance, all out of the pen, a 2-1 overall record. And the first one home. Slider to the outside corner, misses to Gaither for a ball. Two men on, 2 outs, top of the 6th. Northwestern trying to build on their 1-0 lead. Fox, the senior right-hander, out of the stretch. The first one missed the zone. The second one will be fouled off by Gaither to even it up. Patton goes 5 2/3, allowed 2 hits. The 1 run, the solo homer in this inning to Steckel. 3 walks, a hit by pitch, and 3 strikeouts to move him to 102 here on the season. Count even. And this one right back up the middle. Fox will catch it underhand. Jog to first, underhanded over there, and that limits the damage to just 1. But a 2-out solo homer for Christian Steckel has put Northwestern on top 1-0. We'll see if Taylor has the answer here in the bottom of the 6th. The top of the order coming up, Whitman, Lane, and Taggart. This is the Upland Bracket, a part of the 2018 NAIA opening round here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100, all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu and search Trojan Club. The Trojan Club.
So Taylor needs an answer here, down one as they start things off here in the bottom of the sixth. Wyatt Whitman, Josh Lane, Nathan Taggart. The ones coming up against the starter Noah McBride for Northwestern. Off speed outside half, taken by Whitman for a strike, who's 0 for 2 this afternoon. Taylor into their 9th double play in the last 4 games to end their threat in the 5th. They've stranded 3 runners here all day. All have been stranded at second base. Or 2 out of the 3, excuse me. This one, Whitman will sky this one to center once again. Smith jogs in, underneath, waits for it to come back down, and it does. And the leadoff man out here to start things off in the 6th. Taylor still down 1-0. They've out-hit Northwestern today, 3-2. And a swing for Lane as he takes his time to get up to the plate. And that brings up the shortstop, Josh Lane. One of the best batters for TU during the Crossroads League tournament, but like many of his mates here today, he is struggling at the plate against the lefty Noah McBride. McBride, the freshman from San Diego, California. And that one at the top of the letters for a called strike to Lane. Josh, a fly out to left his first time up. He popped out to Nitschke and right to end the 3rd. This one, he'll golf towards deep left field. Going back is Harold. He looks up, and that one will bounce at the bottom of the fence. Lane hustling into second base. He slides in feet first. And a one-out double here for Josh Lane, the 2nd double of the day for TU. That one roped into left, lands about 3/4 of the way up on the fence. And Josh Lane, the tying run at second, with his 16th double of the season. For the best bat in the Crossroads League, Nathan Taggart. And so Taggart, who doubled his last time up, Lane with excellent speed out there, so a good opportunity if Taggart can find the outfield. Could deadlock our game at 1 here. McBride out of the stretch. Lane heads down to 3rd. Thrown down, sliding in head first is Lane. He slides in safe. The throw from Rawson not in time. And here comes Brian Weedy, the Northwestern head coach, walking out of the dugout to talk things over with our third base umpire, Graham Scott. Lane with his 23rd stolen base of the year, as for now. Rawson has thrown out 9 previous batters this season. A close one over there at 3rd. Kresnick had the tag coming down, a headfirst slide from Lane. It looked to be when that ball got down there that Lane might have been run out of time, but instead he's stolen third base. First swipe of the afternoon for TU, their 129th of the year. The pitch to Taggart at the plate's a strike. Now the tying run stands 90 feet away here for TU. One out, bottom of the 6th. And the infield playing in here with Taggart at the plate. Second one from McBride. Taggart will golf this one down the right field line. Should be deep enough to score Lane potentially. Nitschke, a great arm. Lane's going to tag and try to score. The throw pulls him up the third base line. Darting out of the way was Lane, but it'll be tagged on the waist as Rawson comes up the line on an off-target throw from Nitschke, and that keeps Northwestern in front 1-0 as we played 6 innings, as Cole Barkas will come in here for Taylor to pitch. This is the NAIA opening round, the Upland bracket, here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
Another call to the bullpen for the Trojans is the freshman right-hander Cole Barkas, 6'2", 175 pounds, out of Woodburn, Indiana, and Black Hawk Christian High School. He replaces Rob Fox, who got the last out there in the 6th. It's a 1-0 Northwestern lead after they turned their second straight double play. A fly out to right. Lane stood at third on the Taggart flyout. The throw from the right fielder Nitschke, who has an excellent arm, pulled the catcher Rosen up the line. He was able to tag Lane out on the waist. And then almost swinging out of his shoes is Harold to start things off here in the 7th on the first one from Barkas. But a tag on the waist denied Taylor the opportunity to try and tie it at 1, and now Barkas has thrown 2 quick fastballs here, and Harold has missed badly at both of them. First one almost swung him out of his cleats. This one almost brought him to the opposite batter's box. Barkas a 4.67 ERA, and how about a 3-pitch strikeout to start things off here in the 7th as Harold fooled like he's trying to solve a Rubik's Cube. And Barkas waits no time. If you like quick pitching, Cole Barkas is the man for you. He's already ready. He's got that mitt right underneath his ball cap, showing his eyes just over that mitt. He's ready to rock and roll whenever Kresnik steps into the box. And Barkas will fire the first one. And that's 4 straight strikes as Kresnik fouls it out of play to the right. Kresnik 0 for 2 today. A ground out and a fly out. Second one off speed this time. Kresnik in front of it and fouls it out of play to the left. No defensive changes here for the Trojans as Northwestern leads 1-0 here in the top half of the 7th. Barkas, quick feet out there on the mound. Like he's dancing on a Saturday night. And that one low inside makes it 1-2. Barkas will mix that tempo up with the delivery, but he is ready to rock and roll at any moment. 1-2. The fastball low and away makes it even at 2-2. Barkas a 3-pitch guy. He's got a couple good breaking balls in the arsenal, along with a fastball. Comes inside with a fastball this time, and now it's 3-2 as Kresnik tries to reach base. Kresnik tries to reach base safely for the first time today. Barkas a 2-1 overall record, appearing in his 17th game. He struck out now 35 and walked just 18. Payoff pitch to Kresnik. He will hit this one high and hard to left, but it will be pulled foul out of play. Kresnik, a senior from Omaha, Nebraska. An honorable mention GPAC selection about a week ago. His team out front 1-0 here in the top half of the 7th after both teams played a scoreless first 5 innings. Payoff pitch again. Fastball below the knees, and Kresnik will dart down to first. A 1-out walk puts another man on here for Northwestern as they lead by 1. And it was Zachary Rosen, his tag at home on Lane, tried to tag and score from third. The reason our game remains at 1-0 in favor of Northwestern. A lefty against the righty Barkas. And the off-speed pitch will find the outside half for a called strike. Rosen 0 for 2 today, batting for the 3rd time, retired on a pair of groundouts. He's got Kresnik over there at first after the walk. 0-1, swing and a miss. Couldn't keep up to the fastball was Rosen. Now it's 0-2. 1-0 the Northwestern lead as they bat here in the top of the 7th. Just 2 hits today for the Red Raiders, but they've got the one that matters because it left the park on a 2-out hit home run from Steckel an inning ago. 0-2 Barkas. Home. This could be 2. Lane at short. Underhands to Colby at second. 1 out there. Over to first, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is a 6-4-3 double play. After the Trojans have hit into 2 of the last 2 innings, they turn one here in the top half of the 7th. We'll stretch it out and see what Taylor can do at the plate when we come back. They trail Northwestern 1-0. This is the Upland Bracket here of the 2018 NAIA opening round here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965 when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Watson, Weiss, Atkins coming up for Taylor here in the home half of the 7th, trailing by 1. First pitch, a one-hopper to short. Steckel, who gave Northwestern a 1-0 lead, retires Watson to start things off here in the bottom of the 7th. The Taylor Bats have been finding every defender today here for Northwestern, just like they did to close out the Crossroads League tournament last week. And Watson now 0 for 3 after the leadoff ground out. McBride dealing right now. It's just 61 pitches thrown today, and Taylor has been unable to solve him. And that one will bounce in low. Weiss will take it for ball 1. Sam singled his first time up, flew out to right back in the 4th. Steckel, the shortstop's home run, back in the 6th, has put Northwestern up 1-0. After 2 groundouts there in the 6th, he gets just the 2nd home run allowed from Matt Patton this year. And the Red Raiders, the 5 seed here in the bracket, have a 1-run lead. First 2 pitches missed the zone. McBride comes inside on the Iowa native Sam Weiss to make it 2-1. 4 hits for TU today. 2 have gone for extra bases. And just stranded 3 runners here today and have hit into 2 double plays to end things in the 5th and the 6th. 3-1 to Weiss with 1 out. Inside, and that'll be another walk allowed from McBride. Second hit of the day, and that's the tying run at first, and Sam Weiss, who's got some good wheels. That'll bring up last year's Crossroads League Player of the Year and an All-American selection, Jared Atkins. Jared 0 for 2 today with a pair of groundouts to 2nd and to 3rd. And Taylor could really use the senior to get going here. With Weiss, his classmate at first, a tying run with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. And the first one up high for ball 1. Nobody up, warming up for Northwestern in the pen as they try to ride McBride here. He has 4 complete games here in 2018 so far. Second one home. And that one in the bottom of the zone to even it up at a ball and a strike. Atkins batting .282, was close to getting over 300 after that 2 home run performance against Mount Vernon Nazarene last Friday, but his bat went quite like the rest of the lineup. This one skied to the air, but over our heads. And it's now 1-2 to Atkins. Jared, a Gold Star athlete. Trying to keep things going here for TU. 1-2 from McBride out of the stretch. And Atkins lays off of it just above the letters. And the count squares at 2 apiece. A dangerous take there for Jared. Still no strikeouts in the afternoon for McBride. But he's been showing all day why he's been the ace of the staff this year for Northwestern, has the best stuff for their arms. Now there's the first strikeout of the day as Atkins swings at one upstairs. So the tying run still remains at first here for TU, and Sam Weiss, after his 1-out walk, and the DH Andrew Kennedy will step in, trying to move Weiss around with his team down 1-0 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. First offering to Kennedy, sits on it for a ball. 2 flyouts for Andrew today, to right and to center, in the 2nd and the 5th. Andrew batting .336 this season with 5 home runs. Weiss the tying run at first. Second one home to Kennedy. And just like the first one, it's outside the zone.
Nope, I don't think so. Put it down right now.
And someone getting reprimanded by their mother down below our crowd mic. That is not a good way to start off your Monday afternoon. 4 hits, 2 walks. The Trojans have put 6 men on today. They've stranded 3, and they've hit into 2 double plays. They're down 1-0, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Weiss a safe lead over there at first. And Kennedy will foul the 3rd one back to the backstop. Andrews slugging .526 this year, 11 doubles and the 5 home runs that we mentioned. He's driven in 38 runs here this season. The 2-1, and Kennedy will chase a fastball high and miss, and that levels it up at 2-2. McBride dealing here. The Trojans have run into 2 straight pitchers to end their run in the Crossroads League tournament. They run into another one here in McBride. They've held the Trojan bats scoreless here, and McBride with 1 strikeout today. The 2-2 here to Kennedy. Runner goes, and then Kennedy will send this one to left field, but Harold going back. He's at the warning track, and he reaches up to make the catch. So the Trojans strand their 4th runner of the day. We played 7 innings here from Taylor University in Winterholder Field. It is Northwestern the 5 seed 1 and Taylor the 4 seed 0. This is the Upland Bracket on the 2018 NAIA opening round here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
Second inning of work for Cole Barkas here in the top of the 8th. Northwestern leads 1-0 on the solo 2-out home run from Christian Steckel, their shortstop, back in the 6th. The right fielder A.J. Nitschke, whose throw to double up Josh Lane, who tried to tag on a flyout from Taggart back in the bottom of the 6th, has kept this game 1-0 in favor of Northwestern. 2 pitches, 1 each. A ball and a strike to Nitschke, the right fielder. He's 1 for 2 this afternoon, singling back in the 3rd, then got picked off at first, and time is called right as Barkas kicked up that left leg. Was able to spot it in time, but Barkas' normal route puts that glove right back up to his nose and gets ready to rock and fire. 3rd one home, and that's strike 2 to the outside half. Cole, the 3rd pitcher used by TU today. Patton, the starter, went 5 2/3, did give up that solo home run. Fox faced 1 batter, retired him to end things in the 6th. Hard hit left side, backhand stop by Lane at short. He'll slip as he tried to make the throw. It'll bounce in there as his feet got tangled up on the artificial turf there in the infield and also maybe on the outfield grass as well. Couldn't set those feet, but a heck of a stop there from Lane covering the hole at short. And a leadoff single here for Nitschke, his 2nd hit of the day, the 3rd one of the afternoon for Northwestern. Puts the leadoff batter on for just the 2nd time today. And we go back to the top of the order and Reed Smith. Double play depth here for the Trojan middle infield. Bunts into the air, and that one will sail to the on-deck circle for Northwestern, strike 1. We sit in the top of the 8th. Northwestern leads Taylor 1-0. Northwestern has won 23 out of the last 29 games after starting the season 7-12, making their 4th trip to the opening round. They won both the regular season and the tournament championship out of the GPAC. Smith, the center fielder. He's 0 for 3 this afternoon. Squares the bunt again, and that one will nick the outside corner. Looked to be just a little bit far away. Smith not happy with it as he mutters something underneath his breath, but he's down 0-2. So that should take the sacrifice bunt out of play here. Leadoff man on it first and Nitschke, and then Barkas will step off the mound. Points back home and now gets back into the stretch. Barkas shakes off the first pitch, likes the second, sets at the waist, and the 0-2 home. Big swing and a miss upstairs. Smith down on strikes on 3 straight pitches. A foul on a bunt attempt, missed on a bunt attempt, and then swings and misses upstairs as he stomps to the dugout to the right. Second K for Barkas. Smith 0 for 4 today. And there was 1 out here in the 8th for Northwestern. And the man that's put the Red Raiders in front, Christian Steckel, the shortstop, with that solo home run his last time up. First one, and Barkas leaves it upstairs for a ball. Steckel just 1 for 3 this afternoon, but his one hit a big one. The solo home run over the left field fence back in the 6th on the first pitch he saw with 2 outs has given Northwestern a 1-0 lead, which they currently hold. Second one home, and Steckel underneath that one lifting it foul. Winner of this game will get top seed Oklahoma Wesleyan in the bracket tonight. That's at 7:30. Our second game today, 2 seed Freed Hardeman against the 3 seed Cumberland. That should be a fun one. Both teams' offenses in the top 20 in home runs this season. And back to the breaking ball goes Barkas, and now he moves ahead 1-2 on a called strike. Cumberland 3rd in the country with 83 home runs on the year, but Freed Hardeman no slouch as well. They have just over 70 long balls. 1-2, leadoff man still at first, 1 out, top of the 8th. Pitch home, ground ball left side, Lawson into the stomach, over to second. Colby trying to turn 2, and that one will not be in time as Steckel will beat the throw over to their first. So fielder's choice puts Steckel at first, but there are 2 outs here for Northwestern. In the top half of the 8th, and Michael Callahan, their first baseman, still leading 1-0 over Taylor. Callahan batting for the 4th time here today. Or the top of the 8th, Northwestern leading 1-0, 2 outs and a man at first. And Barkas' fastball in the attic up high for a ball. Callahan, 2-time All-Conference selection after earning honorable mention GPAC honors earlier this season. He leads Northwestern in home runs with 8. Second one home, this time belt high to the outside half, and it evens the count of the ball on a strike, on a called strike. Callahan 0 for 1 today with a pair of walks. Walked in the first and walked in the 6th. Stranded at second both times. The man at first is Steckel, reaching on the fielder's choice and at bat a go. And Barkas' fastball right in there at the Raiders' letters. Scripted in white on the front. It's called for strike 2. So Barkas trying to get out of the inning with no damage done, and his team still down by 1 heading to the bottom of the 8th. He's a strike away from getting there. He's got 2 strikeouts today, 1 here in this inning. Set to the waist, out of the stretch. The 1-2 home, that sidearm delivery didn't fool Callahan. And he watches it zip in low to even it up at 2-2. As Barkas went to the slider there on that one. Steckel takes his lead at first as Callahan awaits a 2-2 from the freshman Barkas. Here it comes. And Callahan pops it up. Watson hustling to the backstop, and that one will land over the front row of bleachers. Foul territory down below us. Still 2-2. 1-0 the lead for Northwestern here in the top of the 8th. They've got a man at first and 2 outs on the board. Barkas leans in at the waist. Watson ready behind the plate. Callahan crowding the inside part of the plate. The big right-handed bat. Inside, he scoots out of the way. It's called for strike 3, and Barkas will go dashing into the dugout. keeps the score 1-0 in favor of Northwestern. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Taylor needs the runs, and they need him early. Lawson, Colby, then back to the top, and Whitman when we come back from this commercial break. This is the Upland Bracket, the 2018 NAIA opening round here on the Trojan Sports Network.
When it comes to watching sports, there's no telling what you'll hear.
No.
But when a fan orders Pizza Hut for the game, they know exactly what they're getting.
Oh, nice.
Pizza, wings, as well as sides and desserts are all available at pizzahut.com or at their location in Gas City. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Taylor down 1-0 as they bat here in the bottom of the 8th. Noah McBride still on the mound here for Northwestern. And for the first time all day, we'll see some action in that Northwestern bullpen. It'll be the right-hander Mark Primrose, sophomore out of Iowa, starting to warm up. A ball to Lawson. And then McBride takes a little bit off the second one to even it up at 1-1. Lawson batting for the third time today. He's reached base safely twice. A walk in the third and then a single lead off the fifth. McBride back inside here, right in on the hands, taken for strike 2 from Lawson. Brett, Colby, and then Whitman to follow him. Brett batting over 300 here in his sophomore campaign. He goes around upstairs. They appeal, and David George, our first base umpire, says he goes around. And so batting in place of Colby will be the pinch hitter, Christian McGill for TU. And so Christian McGill has been used primarily as a pinch hitting role this season. 5'10" sophomore from Cicero, Indiana. He bats in the place of the second baseman, Tanner Colby, who's 0 for 1 today with a sacrifice bunt. But the Trojans need base runners here, and they need them in bunches. McGill will send this one high and hard to left, but Harold back on the warning track, and he makes the catch for out number 2. That's the 4th ball the Trojans have sent to the warning track here today. 2 from Kennedy, 1 from Taggart, and now 1 from McGill, a 1-pitch out. And Wyatt Whitman will try to keep the bottom of the 8th going for the Trojans, trailing by 1. Next pitch will be the 82nd for McBride today. And Whitman will watch it sail high and away. Wide 0 for 3 today with 2 flyouts, and he reached on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd. Second one, inside, missing to make it 2-0. A 2-out solo home run from the shortstop Christian Steckel of Northwestern back in the 6th. Our only run here so far today. Whitman towards center field. Smith in the gap and back just in front of the warning track, and it keeps Taylor down 1-0 here as we head to the top of the 9th. This is the Upland Bracket, part of the 2018 NAIA opening round here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
We've played 8 innings. It's Northwestern 1, Taylor nothing. 3 hits for Northwestern today, 4 hits for the Trojans. No errors up on the board as Barkas starts inning number 3 on the hill. And his fastball will miss low to the lefty Matt Martin. Martin 0 for 2 today. Was hit by a pitch his last time up. He is the last batter, or second to last batter, excuse me, that will have to face Barkas for the first time. He was the last man to face the starter Patton, and the man on deck, Dustin Gaither, faced Fox, and the only man that Fox faced. And now Barkas going to the knees 3 times. He's missed on all 3. Martin flew out to left, struck out swinging, and was hit by a pitch. And this one taken for a strike just below the letters 3-1. The only extra base hit for Northwestern today has left the park, and they lead 1-0. This time Barkas will find the outside corner, and the count now full as Mitch Hubler will jog down to the Taylor bullpen to start warming up. The 3-2 home. And that one below the knees, Barkas will walk. His second man today, leadoff man on here to start off the ninth for Northwestern and Matt Martin. It'll be number 37, Britton Yoder, coming in to run for Matt Martin over there at first. And before the pitch can be thrown, pitching coach Devin Wilburn will walk out of the dugout to our left to talk things over. Brian Weedy, the head coach of Northwestern, brings everybody in for a powwow on the first base side. Runners, batters, base coaches. Christian Steckel, who's not due to bat until later in the inning. A.J. Nitschke the same as well. Top of the ninth, 1-0 lead for Northwestern on the solo home run from the aforementioned Steckel. Back in the sixth, coming with 2 outs. Winner of this game gets top-seeded Oklahoma Wesleyan tonight in the Upland bracket. First pitch at 7:30, our second game today. Freed Hardeman and Cumberland. That game comes up at 3:30 today. The loser of this game will play tomorrow in the first losers bracket game at noon against the loser of our second game, as we mentioned, against Freed Hardeman and Cumberland. All the games here brought to you for free on the Trojan Sports Network, and all the Taylor games brought to you on all the social media platforms for TU as well. Lawson playing in at third, anticipating a bunt potentially from Gaither, and the Barkas fastball in there for a called strike. Gaither 0 for 2 today with a walk, a strikeout, and a ground out. He was the only man to face Fox back in the sixth. Nobody out, top of the ninth. The second one bounces in, chested forward by Watson, the catcher for TU. Just 3 hits all afternoon for Northwestern. The solo homer from Steckel, and then 2 singles from Nitschke, who's batting out of the 9 spot today. Third one from Barkas. And the fastball will zip away, puts him behind 2-1. Gaither had his 24 straight games of reaching base safely streak snapped in the GPAC championship game. He'll swing and miss at a fastball low, and that count evens up 2-2. He's reached base safely once today on a walk back in the 5th. That was the last time he faced the starter Matt Patton. 2-2 from Barkas out of the stretch, and that will put Gaither down on strikes as he swings and misses. 1 gone for Northwestern here in the top of the 9th. They're still ahead by 1. Fourth K for Barkas here this afternoon out of the Taylor pen. So it's still Hubler warming up for TU in the bullpen to our left, with a man on and Colton Harrell, the left fielder, here at the plate. Barkas out of the stretch, and a fastball at the belt for a called strike. Harrell 0 for 2 today, a ground out and a strikeout. Laid down a sacrifice bunt back in the 5th when the game was still scoreless. Northwestern in front 1-0 here, and he swings and misses for 0-2. Harold could not figure out Barkas. He was the first man to face him to start off the top of the 7th. He struck out on 3 straight pitches. He's a strike away from duplicating that performance here in the top of the ninth. And it'll happen again. So 3 straight pitches. Harold will want nothing of Cole Barkas moving forward. He strikes out on the only 6 pitches he sees against Barkas today, and there are 2 outs here in the top of the ninth for Northwestern. And they're Mitchell Kresnick, their third baseman. Leadoff man still over there at first as Yoder runs for Martin. Top of the ninth, game still in 1-0 in favor of Northwestern. The Trojans will bring up 2, 3, and 4 in the bottom of the ninth. And a breaking ball to the call, strike 1 on the inside half to Kresnick. Kresnick 0 for 2 with a walk. That free pass coming back in the 7th inning. Kresnick, an honorable mention GPAC selection. Senior out of Omaha, Nebraska. Second pitch. Golfed, foul to the right. 0-2 the count now. One nothing the lead here for Northwestern in the top of the ninth. They lead 1-0 over the 4th seed Taylor Trojans. Barkas deals the 0-2 home. Runner goes. Watson throws down. Colby there. Tag applied, and that will be in time as Tanner Watson throws out his 15th runner of the season. And the Trojans head to the bottom of the ninth down 1. They will bring up Lane, Taggart, and Watson trying to tie it or win it here in the bottom of the ninth. This is the Upland Bracket, a part of the 2018 NAIA opening round here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965 when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
So the starter, Noah McBride, on the hill, trying to get his 5th complete game of the year and pick up his 7th win for Northwestern. The Trojans, though, have other ideas. They're down just 1 here in the bottom of the ninth, but if unable to put any runs across Noah McBride's first one will slip out of his hand to Josh Lane, who leads it off. Lane 1 for 3 today, doubled with 1 out back in the 6th, with Taylor down by 1, trying to answer the home run from the shortstop Steckel earlier in that inning. He was thrown out on a double play as Taggart flew out to right. Got tagged out by the catcher Rawson up the third base side. First 2 pitches have missed the zone. The third one is in there for a called strike. Winner of this game plays back tonight against Oklahoma Wesleyan. And now Lane goes ahead 3-1. He stole third base to get him over there back in the 6th after the double. He's ahead 3-1 here, leading off the bottom of the ninth. That one to the outside corner, and that makes the count full. McBride just 1 strikeout today. It came back in the 8th. Lane leads off the bottom of the ninth. Payoff pitch from McBride, and they get Lane to pop it up to left. Jogging in is Harold, the left fielder. And there's 1 gone for Taylor here in the bottom of the ninth. So 1 out, nobody on here for Taylor in the bottom of the ninth, and Nathan Taggart. 1-0 the Northwestern lead. Taylor has collected 1 more hit than Northwestern today, but Northwestern has the hit that matters. Taggart, first one, right to the third baseman, careens off of Kresnick, right back to the base pass, and they will almost throw Taggart out at first. Nathan not the most fleet of foot That ball careened off of the Gold Glove Award winner Kresnick at third. Steckel, the shortstop, picked it up, and they almost were able to throw Taggart out. So he's on with a single, and Jonathan Foster, the freshman, will come into pinch run for him. Fifth hit of the afternoon for TU, second one for Taggart. So Jonathan Foster pinch running for Taggart at first. And I'll bring up Tanner Watson, who has had a knack for the heroics here. He finds a rock outside the batter's box, throws it in, and then we'll pick it out and throw it away here. He had a walk-off home run to beat Indiana Wesleyan on this field a year ago. He had the go-ahead hit to put Taylor up 4-2 in the top of the 12th against Huntington in the Crossroads League tournament. And McBride will fire a fastball to the outside corner for a called strike. Watson 0 for 3 today with a pair of flyouts. Down by 1 here in the bottom of the ninth. Tying run at first. And McBride comes back with a breaking ball to go ahead 0-2. Weiss waits on deck. 0-2 to Watson. 1 out bottom of the ninth. Foster the tying run at first. He's got good speed. Trying to play mind games with McBride. Watson will foul this one off to stay alive at 0-2. Freed Hardiman will be wearing white in our second contest today as they get ready to our right. They'll be the home team today. Still 0-2. Foster the tying run at first. Taylor down by 1, bottom of the ninth. And that one missing the outside part of the plate. Ball 1 to Watson. Sam Weiss, the Iowa native, on deck, taking on the team out of Iowa, the Red Raiders of Northwestern College. A 1-0 lead here for the Red Raiders. 1-2 to Watson. Runner goes. High throw pulls Rosin out of the crouch, and Foster goes galloping down to second. 2-2 the count now to Watson with a tying run in scoring position. Second stolen base for Taylor today. They came in with a 128, now of 130, adding to that program record this season. 1 out, 2-2 to Watson with Weiss waiting on deck. McBride has been great all day. They shift Colton Harold more over to deep left field, more to the left field corner. McBride, the lefty, out of the stretch to the righty Watson. He's underneath that one, fouling it off the very top of the netting as it slices through the gap in the netting above. Foster, good wheels, takes the lead at second. 1 out in the bottom of the ninth. 2-2 the count to Watson. He's fouled off 2 balls with 2 strikes. McBride ready out of the stretch, looks at Foster twice at second, and drivers it home. Watson to left, going back is Harold, reaches up, it goes off of his glove and rolls away. Foster, Harold can't find it. Watson is coming around to third. Here he comes in. Watson is at third, and Foster scores to tie it. Harold, who had been spectacular all day, has it go off of his mitt and then rolls aimlessly away. He couldn't find it, and Foster, who got a late jump, comes around and scores from second, and now the winning run stands down at third base for the Trojans with our game tied at 1 here in the bottom of the ninth. And that brings Weedy out of the dugout to talk things over with Northwestern. McBride had been a superstar all day for the Red Raiders. And then just the biggest error of the day so far for Harold. He's got to walk. McBride's got to walk to the dugout. They'll bring in Primrose. Actually make it Tanner Ortland, the number 8, the senior lefty. And the winning run is at third with Weiss at the plate as he tries to knock out the team from his home state. We're back with this one after this commercial break.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100, all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu and search Trojan Club. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
Whole new game here in the bottom of the ninth. The senior Tanner Ortland has come in to replace the pitcher Noah McBride. But Colton Harold, who's been really good today and left for Northwestern, just dropped one on the warning track. The fifth or sixth ball Taylor's hit to the track today. They haven't been able to leave the yard yet, but it goes off of Harold's glove. Foster, who's pinch running for Taggart at first, comes around to score, and now Tanner Watson stands at third base with Sam Weiss, the Iowa native, against the team from Iowa, Northwestern College, with an opportunity to win it for Taylor here in the bottom of the ninth, as their offense had gone cold for the fourth game in a row. And now the senior Weiss, his classmate Watson, stands over there at third, 90 feet away to walk it off and win it for Taylor here in the bottom of the ninth. Infield playing in as Ortland, the lefty, comes in to face Weiss. The first one. And Weiss will take a fastball down the middle for a called strike. Taggart's been sub 4 twice, so this game goes to the 10th. We will see a new man over there at first base for TU. Ortland, a 4.50 ERA, appearing in his 20th game. Second one to Weiss. Fastball high and away, evens up at 1-1. Sam has a hit today, one of the 5 for the Trojans. Singling back in the second. He walked his last time up in the 7th. Infield continues to play in, the winning run at third. 1-1, Weiss shows bunt, this one in the air, first base side, and Callahan can't get there in time. And the count 1-2 as Weiss delayed that squeeze bunt with Watson, the athletic man, charging in from third. The error from Harold scores Foster from second and ties our game at 1. 1-2. Weiss just showed a bunt his last time up. Infield continues to play in. The winning run is Watson at third. Ortland out of the pen, out of the stretch, deals home. Weiss will golf this one to center field, and that one's going to fall in for a hit. Here comes Watson from third, and Sam Weiss walks it off for Taylor here in the bottom of the ninth. The West Des Moines, Iowa native takes out the team from Iowa, and the Trojans will play on tonight against number 1 Oklahoma Wesleyan as they come back from a 1-0 deficit and score 2 runs here in the bottom of the ninth, and Sam Weiss provides the heroics as the Trojans defeat Northwestern 2-1 and advance here in the national tournament. We'll be back to wrap this one up on the Ivanhoe's postgame show right after this commercial break.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments, in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com. Welcome back here on the Ivanhoe's postgame show. Rick Johnston now joined by the head coach of the Trojans, Kyle Gould, and I guess it seems fitting the only Iowa guy on your roster gets the walk-off hit there in the bottom of the ninth against a team from Iowa, but fourth game in a row, your offense just couldn't find its rhythm. You get a couple knocks there in the bottom of the ninth, a lucky break with a drop, pop, fly, and left. What's it mean to advance to take on the 7th-ranked team of the country tonight here on your home field under the lights at 7:30?
Well, it means a lot. Clearly we didn't play perfect, and early that wind was like howling in, but we didn't hit any balls hard, so it's hard to blame the wind when you're not hitting the ball hard. And that guy misplayed the ball, but Tanner hit that ball really hard, so I was happy with that. Taggart hit it hard, and then even without the drop, I think we tied Sam's hit there, so we finally hit some balls hard. That was good. And Matt didn't have his best stuff, but he competed really well, and then Cole was great.
Cole Barkus is a freshman. How big is this for his learning curve going forward, getting in here against a really scrappy team in Northwestern who had won 23 out of the last 29 coming in and were arguably the hottest team in the country?
Well, Cole, his stats are deceiving because his pre-conference numbers were so bad. But he has been fantastic, and you can see why he is the ultimate competitor and just goes at you. He's got good velocity, good breaking ball, and so it was great for Cole. We're really happy to have him and happy he's just a freshman. He's going to have a great career for us.
And how excited are you to be able to bring the guys back tonight, winning in the opening round, but now getting to play here the lights at your home field? And you guys had an excellent crowd here today, and I'm sure this place is going to be rocking tonight with nobody wanting to study for finals at 7:30 on a Monday night.
Well, we really appreciate everybody coming out. It takes a ton of work to make this event go, and Jess Fankhauser and the whole staff she's managed event-wise, and then Rick, you and Seth, and the amount of work you guys have put in with back-to-back tournaments. And I know our guys appreciate it, and it's going to be it's a great opportunity. I don't know what more you want than the chance to play against a top-5 team on your own field in the postseason. So we're going to come out here and we're going to throw everything we have at them and hope it's enough.
It'll be fun. We'll see you later tonight.
Yep, thanks, Rick.
That's Kyle Gould joining us here on the Ivanhoe's post-game show as we are wrapping it up here today. The Trojans walk-off winners 2-1 in the bottom of the ninth. A single from Nathan Taggart. Jonathan Foster came into pinch run for him. An error by the left fielder, Colton Harold, scored Foster to tie it at 1, put Watson at third, and then Sam Weiss drove in the runner with a single to center to put Taylor on to tonight's contest. 2-1, the winners today. 1 run for Northwestern, 3 hits, an error. They stranded 5 runners today. The Trojans, 2 hits, 5 runs, or 5 hits, no errors, and they stranded 4. Cole Barkus gets the win to move to 3-1. Taking the loss today, Noah McBride for Northwestern. He falls to 6-3. The Trojans, as we mentioned, will play tonight against Oklahoma Wesleyan at 7:30. Northwestern will play the loser of our second game, Freed Hardeman and Cumberland, coming up at noon tomorrow. That second game will be coming up here at 3:30. Our coverage will start at 3:15 here on the Trojan Sports Network. We appreciate all of you folks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. We'll talk to you in, just about 2 hours, a little under 2 hours, an hour and a half. It'll be a good one. Freed Hardeman and Cumberland. If you like home runs, this is the game for you. They've combined for 150 between the two teams. So the folks behind the fence, we'll warn you to move your cars. Taylor wins in walk-off fashion. Sam Weiss, the single to center field to win it for Taylor on the bottom of the ninth, 2-1. They move on here in the Upland bracket, and they'll play tonight against Oklahoma Wesleyan at 7:30. Special thanks to Hannah Goebel, our excellent producer here on site, and we thank you folks for tuning in as well. This has been a presentation of the Upland bracket as part of the 2018 NAIA opening round here on the Trojan Sports Network.